Hello and welcome to the Battle Room. My name is Colin, and today I want to take you on a Pikachu journey. So there I was, on my Twitch stream, laddering, as I usually do, when a viewer by the name of Bubs came into the chat and said, idea, Pikachu, Kyogre, Tornadus. And I sat there, I laughed it off, I said, Pikachu, yeah, whatever. And then I got really into the idea, super excited. Pikachu, obviously everyone knows who Pikachu is, it's sick as hell, but more importantly, it's not horrible. I thought about it because a lot of the main ways people beat Tornadus plus Kyogre is a lot of Rillaboom and a lot of Aleki and electric types, Zapdos included. So I thought, you know what, Pikachu might just be the man for the job. Pikachu seems hella good here. Pikachu's cute as hell as well. So I said, fuck it, why not? So I slammed Pikachu, Tornadus, Kyogre in a team builder, Incineroar, Mungus, and Cortana. I said, haha, perfect team. Well, I was a little wrong. The team felt kind of bad. It was a little weak to Dialga, so I had to fix that. I got rid of Amoonguss for Landorus. Landorus doesn't really fit here. Not a fan. Not a fan of Landorus either. So I racked my brain. I sat there thinking, how can I make Kyogre and Pikachu work? Because the core itself of Pikachu, Tornadus, Kyogre is really, really good, honestly. I think it's really funny. But like the ideas there make a ton of sense. You have tons of speed control with Tornadus. You have never-ending paralysis from G-Max Pikachu. Sometimes Kyogre's a good max, but sometimes you just want to max your other partners. So Pikachu made a ton of sense here. It also gave even more speed control to Kyogre. So I thought those three were set in stone. I revisited the Incin. Perfect Pokemon. Amazing stuff. Incin was staying. Cortana at this point is my only real answer to Dialga. So I was really just scratching my head thinking, how can I beat Dialga? This Pokemon's so annoying. And then it came to me. I've been studying under Dialga for about 2 weeks now. So I know the ins and outs of Dialga. And I know how annoying dark types can be, specifically Urshifu. So I slapped that bad boy on the team, laddered a few games, and I said, oh my god, this team is perfect. Pikachu is sick as fuck. So without further ado, let's break down this team. So first things first, the king of Pokemon himself, Pikachu. Pikachu is a very interesting Pokemon because I legitimately don't think it's bad, but I also think that this is the first time in months that it's been good. I'm normally a Pachirisu type of guy, but lately, we don't have access to Pachirisu, but more importantly, Lightning Rod is a great ability. Regieleki is a great Pokemon, and also these kind of formats revolving around one legendary, usually support Pokemon, such as Pikachu, tend to be a little bit better than normal. So, while looking at Pikachu, I thought, hey, this thing could be good. When I first saw that message in the chat, I was convinced that Pikachu could be really solid, especially with TornOgre. So, we slapped Pikachu in there. The item, I naturally went for Light Ball. Like, that's not a question. I want to deal big damage. The ability is Lightning Rod because I think that's the main reason Pikachu can even be used right now. So that was a no-brainer. And then I went for Fake Out, Thunder, Surf, and Protect. Fake Out is obvious. Fast Fake Out's good, and Pikachu has a pretty high base speed, meaning it will most likely be able to Fake Out almost anything in the game right now, outside of some like weird Sneasel or something. So Fake Out's really sick. I'll always be able to Fake Out Incin, always be able to Fake Out Rillaboom. I feel good about that. Thunder, I decided for Thunder because I have Ogre. I'm going to bring Ogre every single game. Thunder's just give me a stronger move, so like Thunder's sick. I went for Surf because I also, when looking at Pikachu, thought Surf could be really, really cool to reset the weather against like potential Sun teams, and also just to power up Kyogre if they were to change the weather with like Groudon, Tyranitar, Bomb Snow, whatever they're running. I can just reset it up and then hit them with huge Surfs. Max Geysers. So I thought that was pretty cool too. And then I went for Protect because Max Guard's useful. I want to keep Pikachu alive, especially because it has Lightning Rod. So for the EV spread, I went Max Special Attack, Max Speed, Timid. I wanted to have as much damage as possible. I opted also out of potential Volt Tackles because I thought, hey, I want to deal as much damage as possible. Thunder's sick, Surf's cool. I don't really want to run like some mixed Pikachu, so, and obviously don't want to run physical. Why did I do that? I went with a Max Special Attack, Max Speed Pikachu. Pretty simple stuff. It's not very bulky. The Pikachu just wants to spam Max Thunders and just do as much damage as possible. I didn't think I needed much bulk, so I went with this. The Pikachu itself is pretty cool, and it's a very, very simple spread. So, the next Pokemon that was added to the squad was Kyogre. So Kyogre is really, really good. One of my favorite legendaries to use, and I was really excited to try this out because I do like Kyogre, and I wanted to spam a pretty simple Kyogre team just to get a feel for Kyogre because I think being able to use the legends that are really popular and play against them like is really good. Using the legends that are really popular is always a good thing, just so you're more comfortable with them and you know what you want to do versus them because you've used them before. So I thought this would be a perfect way to test out Kyogre. The item is Mystic Water. I think Mystic Water is the most popular item. It's very, very good. It gets the job done. I love this thing. It basically allows you to spam water moves without repercussions and just deal big damage. The ability, of course, was Drizzle. Gotta have that rain. And for the moveset, I went with Water Spout, Protect, Ice Beam, and Origin Pulse. I think this double water is obvious. It's so good. You have your move for when you're at full HP. You have your move when you're not. And then you have Ice Beam for coverage and then Protect. I opted for Ice Beam over Thunder because I have a Pikachu and I don't want to ever mess that up. And also, I think Ice Beam is really good versus Amoonguss. I think Amoonguss can be obnoxious, especially for this team. So I thought Ice Beam was much better than Thunder overall. I thought the Lapras matchup is probably fine due to the fact that I have a Pikachu and a Cortana. So I think it's a little bit better to run Ice Beam in this specific team, but I think Thunder does have a place. And for the spread, I went with max special attack, max speed. I want to move first and I want to hit hard. That's really it. I did opt for Modest Kyogre over Timid because Pikachu's timid and they actually speed tie. So it's kind of important for my Kyogre to be slower so I can potentially set up max geysers. So I thought Modest would be better. I'd get as much damage as possible. Now, let's talk about Tornadus. Tornadus is really, really good with Kyogre. This Pokemon's crazy, crazy good. I'm a huge fan of Tornadus Kyogre. Tornadus is super easy to use. This is a great team that if you just wanted to like have some fun with Tornadus and Kyogre, learn how the combo works and really just spam it, this is a great way to learn. It also has a Pikachu, so I think you should use this team. Rental code on the screen. Use this team, please. The item I went with Mental Herb. I actually played against a lot of Mental Herbs in the most recent X9 tour. I thought it was a kind of a cool item, and I thought, hey, I want to use my Sash on Urshifu, so I went with Mental Herb because it seemed like the best option for me. The ability is Prankster, of course. You gotta have that priority Tailwind. And for the moveset, I went for Hurricane, Tailwind, Taunt, and Rain Dance. I think the moveset can be adjusted a little bit. You could run Icy Wind, you could run, I don't know, Brutal Swing if you have a Metagross. But I think for my team, it looks hella good. We got Hurricane for that big damage, Tailwind to double our speeds, Taunt to stop Trick Room and other setup shenanigans. Rain Dance because Rain Dance is really, really good with Kyogre, and it's really funny when they try to switch weathers on you. And that's it, yeah. The EV spread is very simple as well. Deal damage, move first. That's the plan here. This team is very, very hyper-offensive oriented. It's not really my style of team, but I do think it's really fun to play. And in testing, as long as you get the reads right, it really pops off. So, on to Incineroar. Incineroar is the best Pokemon in the format, so naturally, I had to put him on here. So for the item, I went for Citrus Berry because I think it's just way better than anything else. I think Citrus is just really good. I think the other berries are okay, but Citrus is just so consistent. I went with Intimidate because Intimidate is obviously... Why am I explaining that? Of course I went with Intimidate. And then I went for Fake Out, Flare Blitz, Parting Shot, and Snarl. Fake Out, obvious. Flare Blitz, Fire Move. Parting Shot, sick. Also, quick note, I think fire types are always really important on rain teams because enemy Cortanas and stuff of that nature can get really obnoxious. So I think Flare Blitz is really important. Parting Shot for Parting Shot. Snarl because I think this team's a little weak to Dialga. Dialga's really scary in general, and I think Parting Shot I think Snarl really helps with that. So I'm a huge fan of running Snarl Instant in this situation. So for the EV spread, this is just the standard, pretty normal Incineroar EV spread. Yeah. It's pretty standard stuff. I'm not fully sure what it does. It's just like the most boring one in Pikalytics. It does. He's bulky. That's all I really wanted. It's careful. It's bulky. I don't know what it does. Let's move into the best Pokemon on the team. The secretly best Pokemon of Rain, Cortana. So I think Cortana is absolutely ridiculous on Rain. When I started testing this team, I thought, hey, Cortana's pretty cool. Who really cares? Let's see what happens. And I was blown away by how good Cortana is, especially paired with Kyogre and even Pikachu. Pikachu's able to slow things down, cause problems for the other Pokemon, deal huge dents with the Light Ball, and then Cortana can just clean up. Cortana is actually spectacular on Rain. So for the item, I went for Assault Vest. Cortana looks so good in that vest, so I got to keep that vest going. Ability Beast Boost. The moveset, I went for Sacred Sword, Leaf Blade, Smart Strike, Aerial Ace. Just basically all the coverage in the game. Simple as that. And for the EV spread, max special defense, max speed. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but numbers-wise it does because Cortana has already insane base attack, so you don't really need any investment there. So you put all the EVs in special defense, so you're able to get the most out of Assault Vest. It's a pretty simple spread, but it makes Cortana absolutely insane. This Pokemon is like the MVP size. This one's so good. So last, but certainly not least, is Urshifu. I thought Urshifu was a great addition. It adds to the hyper offense of the team while also helping with Dialga, because I think Dialga is still really, really scary. I know personally from playing tons of Dialga, Urshifu is a nightmare Pokemon to see, especially paired with stuff like Incineroar and Cortana. I think those three alone can help deal with Dialga. So I thought, Urshifu seems like a good fit here. So for the item, I went with Focus Sash because I want to live. Like, I want to be able to trade hits. I'm always a fan of Sash Urshifu. It's one of my favorites. I think Band could fit here, and you could put the Sash on a Torn, but for now, we're just going to try the Sash. It was pretty good in testing as well. It's a really good late game closer, and I think with this team, I'm generally leading with Tornadus Kyogre, Tornadus Pikachu, so I like having the Sash just because I want it to be a late game closer, less of a early opener with the sweeping ability of Choice Band. So I thought late game closer, Sash is perfect. Unseen Fist, come on, that ability is broken. For the moveset, I went for Wicked Blow, Close Combat, Sucker Punch, Protect. It's the standard stuff. We got Wicked Blow for that crazy crit damage. Close Combat for the awesome fighting moves. Sucker Punch, you never want to miss out on some priority. Protect, to protect myself. And then Max HP, Max Attack to get the job done. So overall, I think this team is really fun. I'll be featuring a video later in the week with said team. I think it's really easy to use, and it's just really fun to use with Pikachu and Kyogre. It has tons of speed control. I think the worst matchups are probably potentially Copycat Trick Room stuff or just Trick Room in general. But we have ways around that with Taunt Tornadus, 2 Dark types, Fake Out, Parting Shot. I think you can navigate around it, but sometimes Trick Room teams can be a little bit scary. I think the Dialga matchup is pretty decent. The mirror is really cool as well, just because Pikachu does really, really well, especially if they don't have a Pikachu. It does well against Alecki, it does well against Cart in a way, and well against Tornadus. So I think Pikachu is a great addition to help in the mirror specifically. And come on, we all know Kyogre mirrors are going to be very, very popular, so Pikachu makes a lot of sense. Overall, this team is a super fun team to use. I hope you'll give it a try. Again, rental code on that screen. If you want to see the team in action, I'll be streaming every day this week, and you can also check out on Wednesday when I post another episode of Battle to the Top featuring the Pikachu team. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We've been doing super well, so thank you. I hope you enjoy the Pikachu team. I think it's really fun, and I think you guys will really like it. Have a good day.